What a beautiful morning, everyone. Friday. Yeah, it has been a lot. Thanks for making note of that, by the way. That was really cool to hear. Each and every comment so important, so beautiful. What a great way to start the day, to start off our time here together. Really, just able to not only have my pulse on the market, but all of you at all times. It really is it's important to me. But thanks, Glenn, for it's been a tough week. There's no question about that. It's Friday, tough getting out of bed. Monday with fever, tough getting out of bed, no problem. But I'm tired, and I don't mean to tell you all that. I mean, obviously everyone's got stuff going on, So I guess I should get off that. Bitcoin, you know, Bitcoin. Let's see what we're at to do. What's going on over here? We got actually a beautiful, smooth show prepared. I think this one is going to be probably the best of the week. Now, Mondays was quite spectacular as far as the flow and the fire. It was just, I don't even know where that came from. But today, really looking forward to getting into this session with you. You can see the title of the, by the way, what's going on? Where are my manners? This is Jordan with Conquer Trading and Investing. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're not, welcome back. I'm so glad that you are. I'm so glad to be able to share this time with you and make sure that we walk away having the clearest clarity that's possible looking at the markets, all markets across the board, right? So we're looking at Bitcoin crashing this morning, right? $60,000, 687. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna break it down as Jordan, focus on the technicals as one can. We're gonna put it all together really pretty. First, let's just step back over here. What do we got? Oh, Rich just sharing. We talked about this in yesterday's stream on the Investors Podcast Network with Preston Fish. He's interviewing Ross, the bond guy. So the title, if you want to find it, is just Bitcoin and Bonds, right? Greg Foss on the Bitcoin podcast. On the Investors Podcast, there are Bitcoin specials on Wednesday. The entire bond market is coming down. He said, you guys seriously have to listen. The entire bond market is coming into Bitcoin. They have to. The timing on that and everything. Well, listen to the podcast. That would be interesting to see. Watch The Big Short also this weekend if you haven't. Then listen to the podcast. It's insane. Gus Truth Capital. Congratulations, my brother, giving birth to a beautiful baby. Hope mother and child are both doing well. Gus, just a big hug to you. Thank you so much for being such a strong member of this community. Gus is going to be on Brandon's Crypto Trades and Tech. They're going to be doing a podcast or a YouTube live stream together. Looking forward to that one as well. Speaking of which, we have today, Friday, Alan, right? Alan on Brandon's Crypto Trades and Tech over here. This is going to be actually beautiful too. 2 p.m. Central Standard Time today. You could go to Brandon Crypto Trades and Tech. If anyone has the link to his channel, please post it. One of the mods, if you could please post it so people can make sure. Or follow me on Twitter as they go live. I'll definitely be retweeting that out. That's going to be a good one. All right. Bringing us in. Getting us going over here. I wanted to get a look at Bitcoin, right? Everyone's a little nervous here. Are you nervous? Let's see. First of all, we have this beautiful, beautiful look, right? Situational awareness. How are we looking right now? No question, Bitcoin over here at $60,400 is looking quite bullish. Still keeping well within the channel. No, on the other hand, we've just taken out this little trend line over here. You get a good look at it actually on this, and this is the best. This was an aggressive exit out of fully positioned and more, right? There are so many different ways to trade that what I do is I focus in on price, and that's the edge, that's the asset that I'm hoping to give you, being able to set your risk off certain levels. There are traders who are let's say going all in and going all out. There was that scale in and scale out. I'm not getting into any of that type of execution right now, but what I am talking about over here, if on the break of this trend line last night, as the price took out the 8-hour the low of the 8-hour bar over here, somewhere around 62,350. If you had a full exit over there, right, of Bitcoin, right. Now, when I talk about exiting Bitcoin, when I talk about selling Bitcoin, just in case And most of you are not new here, obviously. Most of you have been following the channel for 6, 7, 12 months or longer. So you understand what I'm talking about. But there are people that's just joining us. All very, very, very important. If you're new here, welcome. You know, but if you're not, welcome back. Let's get into it. Listen, do not this is a bull market phase. Strategy number one is holding Bitcoin throughout the bull market, right? So any Bitcoin that you have on leverage, not on leverage, right? Obviously, you're holding that through the duration. That includes for me things like GBTC, right? That they're not traded in and out of. They're just held at the exit of Bitcoin. Those things are exited. When I'm talking about trading off of lightly leveraged, off of, at that point, we're talking about, scaling in, scaling out on a strategy number two, 30% plus pullback. You're looking at scaling into the trade. Either which way. I just want to clarify for everyone so that we're all on the same page. Everyone's really distracted over here with Elon's Doge. Did you know that Dogecoin was the great distraction of Elon? Like, how do you get the SEC not to think about you buying $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin on your company's balance sheet? Oh yeah, you tweet about Dogecoin. This is a master. I love it. The master himself. All right, so what are we looking at? We saw the breakdown over here, and that we're trading below this line of what was resistance, should have been support, and coming in and retesting it. You can see that right over here. It's the same line over here, this trend line that is cloned from this prime trend line. This second clone trend line is coming in right around on this. I don't know what hour chart I'm looking at. So it's hard for me to tell where this exactly is right now, but I'm going to say it's somewhere under 61,000, and there you go, 61,000. This is a much easier, better look for myself. It's where I'm going to, continue to focus on. I want to talk about what a repair would look like when someone would look to make sure that they're fully positioned and more. If you're trading on leverage right now, we talked about you should be fully positioned, and more, unless you break this line over here, right? This is trading off the 8-hour time frame right now. We put out 58,750 yesterday. Yeah, we said, as long as we're above there, the bullish structure that we see here in Bitcoin is well into place, and that holds true, right? So let me go ahead and just focus in on that, so everyone has just the awareness they need. 373 people here this morning smashing the like button. Do appreciate you being here and supporting the channel like that. All right, so let me focus. You ready? 8-hour time frame. You're fully positioned and more so, right? Rightfully so. What do you do next? Are you still looking to lighten up the trade? If we take out this level, this area of support, is something wrong? Let's look at Brad's chart over here. You can see that support is coming in around 59. Hold on. So not exact, because again, it's not my chart, but over here it says 58,810 is the area of the support, right? Same area that we're looking at right over here, that horizontal line that we say you got to lighten up on. Is something wrong if you break that trend line? Well, yeah, I think so. I don't want to be fully positioned and more into Bitcoin if it breaks this trend line right now. Maybe what we're looking at then is that shakeout occurring. It looks like that we were past the point of the shakeout. And again, right now, anyone who's fully positioned and more, you're not wrong. You're entirely correct. There's no question about it. But we would have liked to have seen Bitcoin obviously push up a little sooner after it made this breakout, this retest, and was resuming off. This wasn't a successful resume. We made a lower high and are now making a higher low on this little bit of a bull flag that's developing right over there, right? Entirely bullish, but you always want to be watching for when this is no longer uber bullish, right? You can see a breakdown over here, losing that. Anyway, I don't want to get into it. There are people that get it and there are people that don't. I hope I'm able to make you be able to see it clearly and to get it. That's all we do over here. What else? When's the time to attack? Anyone fully positioned and more, you're not wrong here. You're perfect, right? Your risk levels and when to get out. When would you perhaps look to attack if you're not right now? If you're maybe, let's say you're completely neutral. When would you look to attack so takeaway strategy number two, if we have a 30% drawdown, everyone knows how to play that. There's no question about that. I want you to focus right over here on this line over here. This is like the line of attack. You can see this trend line that's developed over here between these two touches. If I clone it, it's the resistance of the bull flag and also the support. It's clean, right? So focusing on a breakout of here to the upside of this trend line at any point, this would say to me that price is resuming. That's assuming that we hold this line over here. If we break that area, 58,500, which again, it's the trend line also on Brad's channel. It's the same line. If we break that important level, at that point, could we be looking at something more like a shakeout occurring? You know, when I say shakeout, I'm talking about we're gonna get into Alan's analysis over here. Oh, here it is right now. I mean, Alan was pointing out on a really, really beautiful Twitter thread over here. If you haven't seen it, you know, I already retweeted it. I can't retweet it again. All right, just go to my profile, go to Alan's chart over here. He was showing this symmetrical triangle, and he said if we broke out to the upside, we were targeting the resistance at 67,000. If we broke down to the downside, well, we're targeting again. He has 58,300, but that's that 58,500, you know, line that we have over here on its important level. And as long as you're above it, we're feeling good over here. Break below it, watch out. We could see the shakeout occur. Here's the halving tracker, mission command, you know, and we haven't yet had an updated chart of what this looks like over here. So we're going to go to the one that was posted the most recent yesterday, and you can see that we currently took the breakout, but I think that we've come back in for the retest all the way down to, you know, to the breakout right at 61,000, the top of that level right there. So what happens next is a big deal on Bitcoin. When I look across the markets, I see the futures, the equity markets, you know, unchanged, up a little bit. I see the dollar off. The dollar had quite a session, and that it came up strong into the resistance, right? It was, and then all of a sudden smacked down, rejected, but has not yet taken out that last swing low. So we'll see. The dollar, it could definitely still break down over here, you know, or it could still break out over here. It's at a really nice inflection point over here where we're going to have a resolution of the next direction on the dollar soon. But regardless, gold and silver are the story today, right? There's a bid into gold, there's a bid into silver, and that is actually what I believe is just like giving Bitcoin and you know, because we talk about Bitcoin, the rising tide that lifts all boats, therefore Ethereum and the rest of the crypto markets, you know, but that's a Bitcoin thing. We all know that, right? So we're into the resistance over here on gold. It's a strong move. Gold trading up, I believe, 1%, you know, which we haven't seen that type of move on gold in a while. And coming into the resistance right now, you know, breaking above here, it's something that we've been setting up and talking about for a long time. That would have a lot of momentum moving in gold's favor. Okay. What about silver? I mean, silver, we've been all over this one. We're into the resistance right now. Are you now moving your stop loss to break even? Right? I mean, I'm not taking any profit. There's no question. I'm not taking anything off. But stop loss to break even, of course, at this point, you're into the first resistance. But if you're looking and you're taking a silver trade, right? I mean, for asterisk, you don't expect any, you know, you don't expect it to compare to anything that's happening in Bitcoin. But nevertheless, if you take the trade over here, are you selling? No. You're looking for a breakout above this resistance. And if that does, this trade could be the one that you've been holding, and now you're ready to push and push and push. And that's where the game begins in learning to really push your winners over here. If you're seeing silver in this type of formation, this uber bullish formation, and this 6 month long or longer consolidation and getting ready to break out of it, I mean, can you imagine giving up on that trade so soon? Let's see where this goes. You have a possibility for a re-entry getting above 26.32. And if you retest that and resume off of it, that would open up the next place to attack on silver. That's lining up with the resistance you have on gold as well, the upper trend line. A lot of traders are watching this. Breaking above it sends a lot of technical players to go ahead and take this momentum over there. That's just, you know, momentum off momentum. That's how it works. So when we look at, you know, the S&P 500, and I'm like, they're at all-time highs, and then I move to the Nasdaq, and if I, like yesterday, and yeah, it's been a, whatever, been running fever this week. It's not easy to go over the charts and things like that. When I briefly look at the Nasdaq, and I'm just like, everyone who watches what we do here every day, they're like, yeah, he's just looking at the work that we've done over the past 6 weeks, and he's like, yeah, we crushed it. I don't. And then if you don't get salt at me if I don't go over the chart, we're preemptive of momentum. There's no one taking a play up here. There's absolutely no one taking a trade up. We took them all the way down here. We lined this all up, and we were expecting the new all-time highs as a matter of time, looking for the correction, on the channel, 17th of February, 18th of February, talking about the possible coming correction and then how to play out of it. It's not that equities are no longer interesting. We're going to focus on what's interesting, and that's all. So where does that bring us? We got a lot of other things I want to talk about. Let's get into it. This is something right now that I want to bring your attention to. I tweeted this out a couple of days ago, and asked, how soon into the bear start eyeing Bitcoin options expiring at the end of the month? I mean, now that we had this small technical breakdown, if you want to, it is a small, it's on the 2-hour time frame. If you zoom out and look at this on the whether you're looking at the daily time frame, this thing looks uber bullish, right? Hold on one second. This thing, Bitcoin's looking uber bullish over here. If you look at it on the 8-hour time frame, yep, well, that looks like a bull flag. It looks very bullish here after making that new all-time high. Looks very bullish. If you get down to a small time frame, you could be like, we had a small little breakdown, and now we're, depending on what happens outside of this little bit of channel we're trading in, then we'll find out what's next. I don't even know what I'm talking about this morning. I'm trying. It was a tough one to get up. So are we still talking about pie crosses? Listen, it was probably the cycle, the model breaking, right, in March 2020 that threw off the calculations of the pie cycle. But nevertheless, it doesn't really offer us any edge. And we were able to see, coming in a few weeks, or well earlier, that it was an erroneous cross. And that's why these things are just guides and indicators. The same thing with time. September 21st could come, and we're going to be holding our position strong if it's not the time to get out. It's just another spot of situational awareness to keep track of, to make sure that we're able to continue to time everything as well as we've been, and that's all. I can't say, Sam, you're asking me. Thank you, Heath. Thank you, my brother. Heath, Trade Talk, everyone, he's doing phenomenal work inside the Discord each and every day. Just a big shout out and lots of love over to Heath. Everyone knows, wow, what a Heath, man. Alan, thank you very much for you're like a rock, and I appreciate it. Thank you so much. All right, let me try to keep going. This is an important area we're looking at right now as we come in for the breakdown, the retest, right? If we resume down off over here, we're challenging this trend line over here. I know I'm looking at the 2-hour. I'm just trying to let you know so you have that clarity you need to have right now. Bullish momentum kicks in on the break of the trend line to the upside over here. On a greater scale, if we're breaking down, losing the 58,500 thereabouts, right? Alan has it at 58,300, right? Then at whatchamacallit, and that means we're breaking down outside this channel. Then we could see the possible shakeout occur. It could still happen where we see a steep sell-off that occurs, shaking out a lot of people. Look, we're still really bullish. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I'm just getting everyone to make sure that you're prepared for everything and everything. I can't stress how important it is to achieve all the goals that you've set out during this bull market, right? And that means you have to have the patience of a predator. You can't make hasty decisions at any time, because at that point you're gonna be trying to play catch up, and that's just a poor position to be in. You want to be in a position of absolute strength at all times. I don't even want to get into it. There's a lot of people salty lately, but whatever, I don't know, but whatever. How about we just leave it at that? Justin, right? This message was shared that was really special, right? The way that you were changing lives for those who choose to follow is unbelievable. Providing faith, guidance and community to us is overflowing into our daily lives. It's all much more than this Bitcoin cycle. Since following your work, I will never have to worry about providing a beautiful house for my family or worry about my kids' higher education. Not sure how to say thanks for any of this, but you're the real deal, brother. I mean, Justin, that's everything to me. You know, and it's worth dealing with the internet, I guess you should say, to know that we're touching people like that, Justin. Thank you for sharing with me. That really hits me to the heart. What else did I want to get into? Because there was others right over here, right? When I'm talking about alts briefly, the questions coming up. Oh, before we do, the options expire at the end of the month. We have this little bit of a breakdown occurring right now. If we trade below 58,500 and this becomes something more that's technically damaged, is there a possibility that this is going to, sorry, the flow is just not amongst me today. I'm looking at this chart and I'm seeing, since late February now into early April, right? Almost 2 months, we're seeing Bitcoin has gone sideways. It's consolidated completely sideways. And that's awesome. That is so entirely bullish to see Bitcoin after the moves it's put off this year to be consolidating, getting ready for its next crazy move up. There's no concern over here. The question is, are we going to see a prolonged drawdown as we've been seeing into the options expiration? It's coming within 2 weeks from now, or in 2 weeks, are we going to see Bitcoin pump over here to the melt your face off move, and if that's occurring, is this going to be the 1 month since, what was it, going back until November of last year where price has not traded down, with the exception of December 2020. Price has not traded down into expiration. In 2020, it basically traded sideways and started running up for the massive 100% gain from 20 to 40,000. Are we seeing something similar to that that's occurring right now? I don't know, but you have to be aware of where you are at all times, and right now, when I look at the channel that we're into, I expected as of early, when we started making the move on Monday, right? Monday, Tuesday, I expected that move to carry up and for us to be on our way towards testing the upper channel resistance up here, instead we're back down over here. You have to watch what's going on. If something's acting a little out of character, just want to pay it a little more attention, a little more eyes to it. And that's all. So yeah, I mean, Robert, that's not untrue what you're saying. Robert's noting, well, listen, that's not, well, it is still consolidation. Price has gone, it looks entirely uber, excessively mouth-watering bullish. Did you see my chart on Twitter? Let me pull up. Oh, Juan, by the way, Juan yesterday, he did all of the titling, the timestamps for the live session. And so many people commented about how much it really meant so much to them that are watching this on the replay. So big, big, big shout out to Juan. Really, thank you for doing that. Really, really, really appreciate it. Did you notice Juan gets a thumbs down? That's beautiful. You guys are a tough bunch over there. Coiled and ready. I mean, that's as bullish as you could be looking over here on Bitcoin. There's no question about it. But at the same time, it has been consolidating. You can see the big move, the big consolidation, the big move, and look at this coil that I highlighted over here. This is a big consolidation, and this part has gone on for the last 2 months. We're getting ready for a big move. I think I wanted to title the video, I don't, that like, whether you have the bull case for Bitcoin right now or the bearish case for Bitcoin, they're both extraordinarily bullish. Like, however you look at it, even worst case scenario that I could foresee right now, which it would be some type of swift shakeout, that would be the most bullish thing that we could see. Because if we saw price put in a V, like it did first and second cycle, at that point, we have to be thinking, all right, now for sure, we're about to have liftoff. I can't, so if that's the bearish case for Bitcoin, that a lot of people could be shooken out and really quickly, well, that's pretty bullish in my book. And I guess that's where we are. left off today. People asking what's going on with altcoins. Really want to have that awareness, you know. I guess, by the way, the verdict is I have no idea what to make of the options expiring at the end of the month. All I continue to do is follow price over here. I have a pretty, let's say, laser focused in. I know what's going on, and I'll continue to follow what's going on, and then, you know, everyone trade accordingly. Please explain what's going on with alts, right? Is it time to get out? Ethereum, BNB. I don't even know what VET is, right? Listen, Brandon, Alan today are speaking at 2 p.m. Central Time. Make sure that you go ahead and follow what they're doing. Watch Heath's work on all altcoins, you know, all the time. You know, as the mods point out, these guys will often, if you want to talk about a certain project, pull up the chart, give their view on it. It's totally awesome. These guys are conquering the markets to the core. Nash is like, wait, what's happening? You're becoming a full crypto trader? No. These are my boys. These guys are my boys, you know, conquering the markets to the core. Follow what they're doing. If you want to know what I'm pointing out with alts, you know, PS, by the way, I told you like almost 2 years ago when alt season would start, approximately 6 months after the halving, right? And then as it was occurring, I made sure to let everyone know this is the beginning of alt seasons, right? Like before it happened, preemptive of momentum of what I'm watching. And, you know, we just did this video this week on Wednesday, altcoins massive move to peak, you know, to peaking at the top. That's the move that I'm focused in on, aware of the relentless push that Bitcoin has at this point in cycle, you know. If you want to know one of the most tradable events of the year and how to see it with the clearest class, make sure you watch this video. You know, altcoins massive move to peaking at the top, but also get the perspective of Brandon, of Alan. Make sure and Alan AU also is going to be on Brandon's podcast. That's awesome. On Brandon's YouTube channel, Alan AU is going to be. I can't wait to watch this. This is amazing. So we're gonna have Alan P today, Alan AU, and then also Gus from Truth Capital. This is just really beautiful stuff. All right, Dodge, we're gonna pull it up. It's a Friday, right? I don't even know how to pull up Dogecoin. What's the ticker? I mean, look, I mean, so it's so funny. It is what I'm noticing, and it's really dangerous. The speculation is getting so rampant now. All of a sudden, like everyone is a hero. I didn't bring it up before, you know, with Tim, like, but you know, either which way. Listen, if you're trading the markets, you better be prepared to trade the markets. You better have the right foundation in place. Otherwise, you know, I can't tell you how many people I know in 2017 made a fortune trading alts. I can't tell you any of those people who held on to that fortune. You know, so if your attitude and mindset is like, oh yeah, I'm trading in a bull market and I could just trade anything and it's going to be okay, you don't understand the markets, and you're going to get humbled. And but if you're here, if you're watching this, and if you're a regular viewer, then you know, I have full faith you're going to crush it, whatever you're doing. All right, where are we? Why couldn't I pull up? Let's try this one more time. There we go. There we go. Let's take a look at. Oh my goodness, this looks like GameStop style move over here, right? What type of return is this? That's nothing like Cardano's recent move. I thought this was pumping or something. You know, what did Cardano do over here? Hold on. Yeah, I mean, I thought it did like a Cardano type move. I guess it's okay. You know, I guess it's okay. Where are we looking? I want to see what Bitcoin has done from the. the March lows. Wait, all right. So what did Cardano do since the low? What do I need, a different feed over here? Do I need a? Yeah, I mean, let me try to pull up one other feed over here just to get a quick idea of what Cardano did. Which I pull up? Metrics. All right. I don't have it. That's all the data I get to. Oh, there we go. Right over here. Sorry. So 2,000, I'll say 2,000% gain off the March lows, well outperforming Bitcoin's, 1,500. But again, that just shows it, right? I think Cardano is one of the best performing assets. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but if you look at just looking at Cardano off the March low, 2,000% gain, Bitcoin 1,500% gain. I think it just really solidifies the case for Bitcoin lightly leveraged. If it's all I could see. If you see it differently and you feel like playing out there, that's fine. But if you want to know how to do it the best, then watch the massive move that occurs on altcoins. Approximately 3 weeks before the end of the massive explosion of the altcoin. But this video also gives a really, let's say, really wonderful view of what's going on with the behaviors at this particular time of the cycle, and how, if alts are performing how we expect them to do, that will just be another sign it's the top and for us to exit on Bitcoin. So it's just another one of those important pieces of the puzzle. And it is a puzzle. It's one of the most, the markets, the reason I got into it in the first place, one of the reasons, first of all was for the freedom they could afford. Second of all was for the challenge they offer, So Robert, thank you. I don't want to dwell on that, but listen, today's the toughest day. It's been a long week, but I just want you all to know that I'm always here for you, for real, obviously, right? So if anyone's wondering, oh, what's going to happen when Bitcoin exits? Where's Jordan going to be for you? Listen, I do this out of love, and that's the truth over here. XRP. Let's take a brief look over here at XRP. XRP is, you can't really say anything. When I say that, is this going to be like, we talked about as it's peaking, obviously this is when Ripple unloads into it, but it's too soon to tell anything. All I can say is you want to be preemptive, right? You always want to be preemptive. If you're chasing momentum, you are doing it wrong, right? So when did I start investing in Bitcoin? In 2016, the summer of 2016. But Zen, that doesn't mean that as Bitcoin, went from $250 and then, it started getting exciting right around $850. And, that was a pretty quick move from what I'm used to, a really quick move. And then when it took off from there, I had no idea about Bitcoin's 4-year cycle or what was going on. And that process took years, by the way. From what I understand, like someone like Michael Saylor was able to jump down the rabbit hole of Bitcoin after, like, in the past announcing it, and then within like a few months understand it enough to do what he makes his case strongly, right? So, but back when I was learning about Bitcoin, it took like listening to podcasts, like just like when I got into the markets, when I would spend 40 hours a week working, at a lease financing business, young kid, my own company, and then I would spend as much time, 40 hours a week studying the markets also. And it's the same thing with Bitcoin. You have to listen to 40 hours podcasts and just like slowly the onion was unpeeled, very, very slowly. I see a lot of people they're able to get up to speed much quicker now. Yeah, so listen, rather than trying to overthink it, my thoughts on metals right now in a low interest environment with money supply increasing to infinity, I would listen to Peter Schiff. Anyone, could I get a thumbs up? Anyone who's a follower of our work over here, I would listen to Peter Schiff for real to understand and get really high level thoughts on it, and then I would like stay away from his timing because he obviously is the worst, but I just follow what's going on in the charts over here, and without needing to overthink it, which I don't. My greatest asset as a trader, as an investor, is that I'm not tied to anything, and I could change my opinion in a second. I follow the charts. I don't get caught behind macro ideas. I follow the charts and I trade what's happening on the charts and make sure I stay on the right side of the trade. Now, if you're able to put together the macro and understand the fundamentals of things and then find something that's lining up, and then when you get the technical signal, that's when things really really take off and explode. Do I think that that you might want to own some gold in case like the system's reset? I mean the gold, but I guess I'm older, but I started stacking the physical stuff and understanding what money was a long time ago, a long, long time ago. So that hasn't changed one bit. What else are we looking at? We haven't looked at Ethereum. Let's take a quick view of Ethereum. Let's make sure that it continues. I mean, what else could you say? This was a massive move that we saw take place on Ethereum, right? A massive quick move, and it looks entirely bullish, right? So what would be like signs that this is starting to break down and something's not right? You know, really you could just go like this, and let me move this all the way up to here now. Turn this green. We're establishing support way up higher now, right around the $2,000 level. Rough sketch, but above there, oh my goodness, this looks as bullish as you can get over here. And there's not much to add. You could see clearly price. I mean, doesn't this look healthy to you when you look at this huge move and then you see price start consolidating down? And also we know, I'm trying to get over to the paint. And also we know, right? These things have a habit once they get going of just exploding out of these small consolidations over and over again. I don't know. I don't know what happens next. I don't know if this is the start of something bigger, but I feel like, personally, I know when to attack again to the upside, and, whether or not this becomes something bigger or not, or I'm going to find out. But I want to make sure up here and above this trend line on Bitcoin that I'm fully positioned and more, and that's that right now. Thank you. That's awesome. See, and that's another thing too. I mean, I have to agree with that. We know the Bitcoin, the 4 year cycle, because of what we share here, and yeah, that's true. I I can't imagine how I was. It was so funny. The last trip we took our kids skiing, and the instructor was like, he thought he knew me, and then the next day he realized that back in July this guy had bought 4 Bitcoin. He did it after watching my channel and seeing what I was talking about and where I expected price to go. And he's sitting perfect now, right? The guy's sitting on 4 Bitcoin. I don't really know him. I don't know the amount of people that we've helped introduce to Bitcoin and the 4 year cycle. But every time you share it with me, but believe me, that's what gets me up on a Monday, with a fever, if I'm able to make sure that I touch base with all of you and that we continue to be laser focused. And yeah, I don't even want to say that like I apologized if you can't hear my voice is different, and that like it I give it my best each and every day. The work that I do is important to me. It's essential for me, and I'm glad when it's able to make a difference with all of you as well. I mean, this is just unbelievable, you know. College student helped me make 200,000 in Bitcoin, you know, and we got a while to go. When I say we got a while to go, I mean we are so laser focused right over here. We haven't started the parabolic move, right? The amount, like the numbers that we're going to be looking at Bitcoin this year, we don't even want to throw out there. They're so high. We have that beautiful video that talked about the price prediction, the sweet spot, the range, and why. If you haven't seen it, it's on the Bitcoin playlist. Please watch it. But listen, we're here to change lives, you know. And if people wonder why I'm not trading off the 1 hour, you know, because we got real things going on over here. I think that people's commas are off when they're telling me about how profitable they are. They don't know how profitable they could be because they don't see yet. But they're gonna learn the more that we're able to share. And look, and this is what we're focused in on. The thumbnail of this video is Bitcoin exit series, right? We are, you know, the same way we were focused on positioning ahead of time, being preemptive momentum. We're now focused on exiting here, preparing ourselves to enter back in over here. And the whole purpose of this is to increase our overall Bitcoin stack. People, you know, there are a lot of people who get a lot of fizzle, blah, 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 blah. I can't even pronounce the word. Listen, you don't know me, right? When if you're questioning my intentions or why I want to accumulate Bitcoin, or think I'm only just interested in the numbers as far as like the fiat value or something like that, then you really don't know or understand me, right? Because at the end of the day, money is meaningless. And that's the truth, right? It's all about love. It's all about family. It's all about our faith. It's all about our friendships and you know, and understanding and being grateful for who we are and what we have. But at the same time, don't think that I don't embrace the cyber punk aspects of Bitcoin, and especially the freedom, you know, aspects of Bitcoin. You know, when my kid asks about Bitcoin all the time, I'm like, Bitcoin is fair and just. Boom. Bitcoin is fair and just, right? Who else is fair and just, right? The Lord is fair and just, don't you think? You know, is fiat money fair and just? No, it's the greatest. It's the root of all evil. You know, it's the current fractional reserve monetary system that we currently have is the root of is one of the greatest roots of all evil in this world. It's the cause of inequality. It's the cause of great suffering. Is that fair? No. Is that just? No. Do I support that? No. Do I support the people behind that? Absolutely not. They're my enemy. They're my enemy, and they've always been. Right? When I was studying in the seminary for the priesthood, I wrote a paper for social justice on the central banking system and the fractional reserve monetary system and how it is the greatest evil in the world. Bitcoin, you know, when I'm focused and you know, I'm an investor, I'm a trader, right? When I'm focused on the price of Bitcoin and acquiring more Bitcoin, that has nothing to do with my moral reasons for that, which are how, you know, which are great and numerous, right? And maybe more than yours. So listen, I'm here to talk about the markets and share what I know with you freely, but you got like, back off, you know? You guys are all salty. I can't imagine why anyone following our work here could be salty or salty at me. All as we do here is try, you know, is to change lives. So that's the monologue that we're ending with here. I'm going to actually change the vibe up by getting some music on, and then we'll see what happens next. I'm going to play some Headsnack here, so it's going to come in a little hard. All right. Look at this beautiful chat. I mean, shout out to the Beastie Boys over here, Headsnack. Let me go ahead and just send you the channel, right? The URL. Let me post that so we can send them a little bit of love. Click on a random video of Headsnack. Either watch it and or, you know, like it.
Analyzing the charts, hitting projected targets within the margin. Find the flow, sip the matcha, and wait for the waves to come in with lobsters. The kind-hearted Jordan Fosters, working smarter, not harder to move the markers. On his way to conquer, trading and investing, drinking the coffee while reflecting on the blessing. The markets are not crashing, the prices might be slashing just to pretend they're in fashion. Hit the like button, comments and smash it. Boom, boom, Jordan in the room. Grab the bull by the horns and to the moon. Flow from the plateau, make the play. Boom, boom, it's a taco day.
It's a taco day. It's a taco day. All right. So what else? Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. You know, for me, they are as well. Today we have, I just want to let everyone know again, these guys are going to be bringing the energy, I'm sure. We got Brandon and Alan, you know, Brandon Crypto Trades with Tech. They're going live at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. I want to be there for that. That's going to be some fun stuff on a Friday. We still got some time here. If anyone wants to take a look or talk about something, let's you know, let's see who it is. That's right. He who chose the gold makes the rules. Some really good weekend viewing is also the Money Masters. If you watch the Money Masters, after that you want to watch the Zygist. I'll find the link for you. The Zygist money. And then I don't know. This one took the most effort this week, everyone. This one took the most effort. Thank you to the moderators who are exceptional. Absolutely, Justin. Thank you for that generosity right there. Every single one of you, right? Thank you so much to all the moderators. Yeah, Heath is absolutely phenomenal. Oh, health is so important. There's a Heath is so important. I'm like, yeah, Heath is so important. He's absolutely conquering markets before. But health is so important. Ed, if you see the video we made about realistic returns, foreign exchange markets, first thing I talk about is health. I'm gonna be resting all weekend. Tom's wisdom, man. Tom's wisdom each and every day. We are so blessed. All of us are so blessed. Right, Andy? Thank you to the mods. Huge shout out to the mods. At the CTM meetup, the mods are we're gonna have like a special panel for the mods. So it's gonna be amazing. Gal, love the names. Thank you for that. Love the names. It's beautiful. Yeah, so I tried to come in as strong as possible. Again, I feel like it's just an important session to have that keen awareness that we have. And here you can see it just at the chart we're looking at, right? Everyone sees the bull flag that we're currently trading in. If we break down out of that, why you would want to lighten up if you were fully leveraged, and especially more right now, you'd want to definitely be lighting up that position. Something could be wrong. We could see being a shakeout, but at the same time, you're watching and looking for that repair. If you're trading with leverage, it's on the repair that you want to make sure that you are making sure you are really positioned for. That at this point is breaking out of the bull flag. The resistance is right here highlighted. That's where our eyes are right now. Everyone, have a really good weekend. Those that are able to meet for the live stream later, Brandon Crypto Trades and Tech, I'll see you there. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you for being such a blessing in my life. May God bless you. And I'll talk to you soon.